place on earth.
Yeah, they say.
So Frank Vogel's fired after one season. And it looks like Coach Budenholzer is going to get that job with the Phoenix Suns. Darvin Ham may be an assistant with Coach Bud on that bench.
Because he wasn't obviously in Milwaukee. Yeah. Yes.
So there's your Phoenix Suns. Who's going to coach the Lakers? I don't even know if anybody wants that job.
Of the two, would you rather coach LeBron in the Lakers with Anthony Davis or Kevin Durant in the Phoenix Suns?
I mean, what difference does it make? You're going to get fired one way or the other. You're going to get blamed. Like, think about all the coaches LeBron's had.
Yeah.
This is why I don't want LeBron here.
No, Steve Kerr's Teflon. Come on.
He would undermine Steve Kerr one time, and then everybody would go crazy. LeBron James.
I don't know. I think LeBron would respect Kerr enough to not undermine him.
Well, he's going to coach him this summer.
I mean, he respected Eric Spoelstra for the most part when he was in Miami.
He tried to get Spoelstra fired.
He did try to get him fired.
Tried to get him fired 15 games
and
into
Pat
his tenure.
was like, that's not happening, so LeBron left.
Right. I mean, he tried to get Spoelstra fired. Mike Brown got fired with him. David Blatt took them to the finals, and midway through the next season, he was fired.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
But Frank Vogel still hung on down there.
Frank Vogel won a championship with him. He was fired. I mean, these guys are coach killers. But I'm at the point where it's like, who said something? James Jones. LeBron, why don't you go coach? Be a player coach. Same thing with KD, because KD would remember him and Kyrie Irving. They had the Instagram Live, and Kyrie was like, well, Steve Nash not the only coach. We are all coaches. I'm a coach. You're a coach. I'm like, yeah, that's going to end well in Brooklyn. And it didn't end well, if you know what I mean. So why don't these guys just coach?
I just think of the meme of Steve Nash holding and hugging Kevin Durant, and he's like crying. That's the lasting image of Steve Nash as a head coach.
Dude, go.
Two-time MVP.
I'll take Frank Vogel as assistant with the Warriors. I'll bring him onto the bench next to Kenny Atkinson. They could all roll here. They could all roll.
Well, defense is his bread and butter. That's what he was, and obviously you saw that with the Indiana Pacers way back when he had Paul George, Roy Hibbert. And when the Lakers did win the title, whatever you think about that title, they were a defensive-minded team. They were long, they were big. They gave Jokic and Murray fits. They gave the Suns.
I would love him.
The Heat fits.
Yeah, I would love him. Love him as an assistant with the Golden State Warriors. I would, Frank Vogel. But these guys are coach killers, man. Like, I'm LeBron James. Why don't he just coach the Lakers at this point? Seriously. You can't play for anybody. You got Luke Walton fired, for crying out loud. You used to interrupt Luke Walton in team meetings and stuff like that. Like, might as well just go coach the team. Go coach the Lakers.
I mean, that's just the expectations. It is what it is. It's hard. I mean, only a few people can coach him. I think Tyronn Lue is one of them that did a very good job. He had the respect of not only LeBron, but the rest of the fan base, all that sort of stuff. I know the Lakers are linked to wanting him, but the Clippers are trying to get him extended really quick. Steve Ballmer does not want to have a new head coach heading into that arena with Kawhi Leonard, maybe Paul George, James Harden and co. potentially. So, yeah, it's not easy, Monte. I'm not here to say it's easy, but there's always going to be something there. But I do think that's an underrated part about Stephen Curry. And I think a lot of Warriors fans actually would have liked to hear Steph being a little more loud in the media, a little bit more, holding, front office or the coaches accountable. But that's not who Steph is. He's not going to do that. He's always going to say the right thing to the media. He's not going to throw anyone under the bus. But I do wonder where fans are at if we're talking about head coaches with Steve Kerr. He got extended. How do they feel about the job he did this past season? Because as we talked about last segment, the revolving door of rotations and stuff like that, if he does get another star, and if Joe Lacob and Mike Dunleavy swing a deal for one of these big names, how confident are they in Steve Kerr? Because
Steve Kerr's a champion. See, I got the utmost.
And he's going to be coaching Team USA. So I'm going to be, holding his feet to the fire if we don't bring home that gold. Best believe that, Bonte.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried about Steve Kerr.
Not at all.
But
because I think Oreo Cookie called in. He said he still doesn't believe Steve Kerr can coach the young guys.
Is that a thing? Is that why Warrior fans are conflicted with the youngsters? You don't believe Steve Kerr can coach talent and develop young players? Did Jordan Poole not develop into a very good NBA player?
Well, he's off the team now.
Did Kevon Looney? Well, we know why he's off the team. Did Kevon Looney not develop into a solid big man for the Golden State Warriors?
He did.
I think one thing you have to look at, though, is the minutes that he gave Anthony Lamb and Ty Jerome have been detrimental to now the growth of what Kuminga and Moses Moody could be now. We don't know because of that whole year.
But at the same time, and I get that. And trust me, I was on that train. Yep. I wanted to see less Lamb and less Jerome and more Kuminga and Moody. I get that, but did Klay Thompson not develop into one of the best two guards in the league under Steve Kerr?
Yes.
He was still young. Did Draymond Green not turn into a Hall of Famer and develop into a Hall of Famer under Steve Kerr? I think he did. Am I wrong? Did Kevin Durant...
Does he get the credit for that, or is Ron Adams one of the greatest defensive minds of all time?
Play point forward.
Okay.
So like Kerr, this whole thing about Kerr can develop talent is just, I kind of scoff at it because he has developed talent. Not all talent's not going to pan out, especially when you're picking at the bottom of the draft. It's a crapshoot at the bottom of the draft.
And fitting in young talent with already established guys that have won championships is one of the more difficult things to do in the NBA. For every Kawhi Leonard, you get guys and Jonathan Kuminga, or James Wiseman for that matter, that just it couldn't fit. Think of who's my guy, Darko out in Detroit for the Pistons. It wasn't a fit. It was a lot of championship expectations there. I actually listened to a pod recently. I think it was Rasheed Wallace. I forget who he was on with, but he actually had a lot of love for Darko Milicic. I actually appreciated that because he was just put in a horrible situation. And it's not always going to work out for rookies or young guys going into a championship mindset and culture, but you got to get in where you fit in. I thought it was a great, and to your point, Bonte, last year with Brandon Pajemski, say what you will about him as a future starter in the league. I don't know if he's that serviceable to be
Definitely.
sure. He helped a lot, and so did Trace Jackson Davis. The guy had like 50 blocks on Giannis last year. That wasn't no coincidence. He was up for the task. And I think that speaks to putting these guys in the right situations and building their confidence. That's what it always comes down to me, is the confidence level in these guys. And I saw it immediately with Pajemski and with Trace Jackson Davis. I'm seeing it more with Kuminga, but his confidence is always a little shaky for me too. And with Moses Moody, I'm not going to get in between the ears with that guy, but how could your confidence not be at least a little shook going in and out of the G League, up and down, up and down?
He hasn't got up and down to the G League. Moses Moody is like that. Like
no.
But he just hasn't played.
But the DNPs, though, exactly.
He hasn't gone down to Santa Cruz, I don't think, in 2 years.
No, exactly. But I'm saying early on there, and then not getting the DNPs and not traveling. Yeah.
Well, when you're a rookie coming out of what it done, you're going to go down to the G League a little bit. I mean, that's on the stack roster.
Didn't happen with Pajemski, though, really.
Didn't happen to Pajemski. He showed he found his niche, he found his role, and he played hard. Now, early on, he wasn't playing much, and then he started playing, and boom, he took off. I am excited to see what Moses Moody did, though. I want to see Moses Moody. I want to see him play a little bit more here as a two guard for the Golden State Warriors. I don't know. Is he even that good? I don't even know what these guys are.